dummy, go beast on them. I go beast. Go deep, I OD on them. I OD. Apply pressure, put heat on them. Put that 500 degrees on them. 500 degrees. Go dummy, go beast on them. I go beast. Go deep, I OD on them. I OD. Apply pressure, put heat on them. Put that 500 degrees on them. 500 degrees. Countdown, levitate. Going up, elevate. Watch me demonstrate. On time, never late. I grind, celebrate. No pump fake, hesitate. I've been scoring every day. Champagne Perrier. Since 9-3, been in the box, now stepping up to home. Like straight out the sandlot, now I'm plotting on the globe. I work hard, I show love, that calm and steady grind. Got this far, I go hard, let God take control. I was starving skinny, now my weight up, got no energy for haters. See you trying, see you later. I'm shooting for the stars, need no laser beam, blowing like the greatest, but it's one who's always greater. Yo, go dummy, go beast on them. I go beast, go deep, I OD on them. I OD. Apply pressure, put heat on them. Put that 500 degrees on them. 500 degrees. Go dummy, go beast on them. I go beast. Go deep, I OD on them. I OD. Apply pressure, put heat on them. Put that 500 degrees on them. 500 degrees. Smile good, skin clear. This here my year. Hey, look up here. This here my tier. Same fit 4 days. I grind 4 ways. I play no games. All me, no blame. On the wave, my own wave can't stop my shine. In the lane, my own lane can't stop my grind. 40 yard in the V12 and like 1.5. At 19, I cleared 19 in a month, no lie. Oh God. I was starving skinny, now my weight up, got no energy for haters. See you trying, see you later. I'm shooting for the stars, need no laser beam, blowing like the greatest, but it's one who's always greater. Go dummy, go beast on them. I go beast. Go deep, I OD on them. I OD. Apply pressure, put heat on them. Put that 500 degrees on them. 500 degrees. Go dummy, go beast on them. I go beast. Go deep, I OD on them. I OD. Apply pressure, put heat on them. Put that 500 degrees on them. 500 degrees.
Yo, what's up, everybody? You know what it is? Listen. This is Bills Talk time. It's Bills Talk time. By the way, need y'all to watch that show. Buffalo Bills edition to rise up early every Sunday, 11 a.m. Myself, Joe, McDowell, the Monster. Make sure you watch us. Mookie Hawkins as well. Make sure you watch us. That's why I played it to promote the show. All right. But this is Buffalo is built to rise up show, and I have my brother from another mother right here. You see him in full effect. You see his background. Always built in Buffalo. My guy, King Richens. What's good, King Rich?
Hey, Rich, King Richens, my brother Dre. What's going on, man? I'm glad to be a part of this amazing setup that you got, and of course, we want to deep dive into Buffalo Bills discussion. So I appreciate you having me on the show tonight.
Man, absolutely. You see his name right there, man. You can reach him right there. Any questions, anything you want to know about Built in Buffalo, my guy, A. Rich is in the building for you, all right? Now, shout out to everybody that's tuned in too. Make sure you like and share. Bills Mafia, man, this was made for you, okay? Buffalo was built to rise up. So just make sure we keep that theme tonight. And as we keep that theme, we are going to recap what happened week 1. The Pittsburgh Steelers, obviously 23-16 over the Buffalo Bills. Hey, Rich, before I get to knocking this thing down with you, I want just your synopsis of what you thought the game was going to be before we talk about what the game actually was.
Wow, what I thought the game was going to be, I woke up really confident. I was confident for this entire offseason. Yes, I've had question marks. You know, I was skeptical about some decisions that we made in bringing back the same players. But the fan in me, being a Buffalo Bills fan, I was like, you know what? I really, really like what we did. I think that we have a one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and I'm going into this season fairly confident. So, Dre, I woke up Sunday morning. I brushed my teeth with Fiji water. I was feeling really, I was feeling really good about myself, and then the game started, and then the tides turned. So I woke up overly confident that Sunday.
Wow. I'm gonna be honest with you. My prediction was the Bills winning by 10, 34-24. I thought that Josh Allen would pick up right where he left off. I thought they'd be super fired up after losing to Kansas City in the AFC Championship game. I thought that they would come out with something to prove. Hey, we here, and we are built in Buffalo. And just because we built in Buffalo means that we are built to get to the next level, which would be the Super Bowl. And I really thought that they was coming in with that mindset that, hey, listen, this is just step 1 of 17 to get to that illustrious playoff to get to the Super Bowl. But as it turns out, man, it was a little different. So let's break down some things that actually really happened in this game. First and foremost, Josh Allen. First of all, the Bills was what, up 10-0 at the half, 10-0, 10-0. Explain the first half a little bit to me. What you saw.
I saw a half where we should have been up a lot more than we was actually up. Right, 10-0. We got the score at the half, so it seemed as if the offense was started to click and started to gel a little bit. But when you start the game off with a 75-yard kick return and you start off deep in their side of the field, you're expecting points, especially with a team that scored over 500 points the season before. So once I saw that happen, I'm like, damn, there's no way in hell that we're not scoring 6 here. But unfortunately, we kicked that field goal and we never gelled and we never got that offensive chemistry and offensive rhythm ever since. So,
yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. The first half was a little disappointing. I'm gonna be honest. Man, the offensive line was shaky. It was shaky. Multiple holding penalties during the first half. Josh Allen was looking like 2019 Josh Allen a little bit. Couldn't get in the groove at all. The play calling was a little questionable, highly questionable. No pun intended.
You're being really nice right there, Dre. You're being really nice.
Probably right. Being a little nice, being a little modest. I don't want to hurt him yet, man. I don't want to hurt him. Hey, Rich, man, we gotta say that for the second half. With the first half, though, nevertheless, some good points. I will say this: the defense did have a solid half. The run defense was actually pretty good. It was pretty decent. I liked it. They only gave up 7 yards in the first half. They were 1 for 7 with third downs with Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh only converted 1 first down in 7 tries, and then on top of that, we got to see a nice dime to Gabe Davis right before the half. So I'm like, okay, maybe they're gonna pick it up. But then again, we forgot Mike Tomlin is Mike Tomlin for a reason. Mike Tomlin's one of the better premier coaches in all of the NFL. So we got to see a different second half. But go ahead.
I'm sorry, but see, here's my thought process behind that, right? I understand that Mike Tomlin is one of the best coaches in this NFL, but at the same time, I'm looking at where we're at, where both teams are at. We beat the Pittsburgh Steelers last year. We beat the Pittsburgh Steelers the year before. The teams didn't change much. The coaches didn't change much. The core didn't change much. So if the Buffalo Bills are supposed to take that next step into a Super Bowl contention, playing a team that they've been playing and beating the last 2 years, one would expect at home, nonetheless, you would come out victorious against a team that you've been victorious against the last several years that have the same core. So I just wanted to put that out there.
No, you're right. You're right. With or without Ben Roethlisberger, the last couple of times the Bills have played, it's been the same outcome. The Buffalo Bills have been on top. You would have expected for the Buffalo Bills to now put their foot on the throat of this team to start off the season to make a statement. I do think, though, we forgot last year that the Pittsburgh Steelers started off the year 11-0.
Yes.
I do think we forgot a little bit about that. So Pittsburgh started off fast last year.
Yes.
So what did they do this year? Start off coming to Buffalo, and they put the steel curtain. They put the steel curtain up. Dalton said pathetic. Jay said I thought two halves would have been a comeback. Okay, defense did good in the first half. Kelly, what's up, man? Kelly, how you doing? Jay, what's good? Shout out to you. Make sure you like and share, man. This is the show right here, man. This is the show right here with Built in Buffalo Rise Up Family doing a collaboration tonight, talking about your Buffalo Bills. All right. We might as well untap. I see we trying to get there, but we kind of like tapping at the door because we really don't want to do them dirty about that second half. But I kind of think we gotta open the door. We gotta kick in the door. Let's kick in the door, man.
Definitely.
Second half, man. What did you expect to see in the second half versus what you saw?
I expected us, especially coming out at the end of the first half and scoring that touchdown to Gabriel Davis. I expected us in the second half and to pick up where we left off, so to speak. I was waiting for our Buffalo Bills offense to take control of the game, the entire game, and it never happened. I was expecting 2020 Buffalo Bills, and I was getting 2019 Buffalo Bills. There was as much as I love Sean McDermott, as much as I love Brandon Beane, there was a lot of questionable calls throughout the entire game. I'm gonna take it a step further. There was a questionable call even before the game started.
Oh, go ahead, preach.
If we don't have the greatest of offensive lines, why is one of the best pass blockers out the backfield not activated for this game? Zach Moss being a healthy scratch for the game, in my opinion, it was a questionable decision. Why? Because one, it defeats the purpose if you're not going to activate all three running backs on game day, because Zach Moss is a better overall running back than Matt Breida. Matt Breida is a guy you want to get the ball out in space, but he's not the better overall back. Plus, you get the pass protection prowess of a Zach Moss. So him not being activated was questionable to begin with, right? And then we had questionable calls throughout the game. 4th and 1. My quarterback that's getting paid $258 million is 6'5", 240 pounds. I just saw Reggie Gilliam in the preseason get all these 4th and 1s. We punt the ball. On 4th and 3, what do we want to do? We punt the ball. On 4th and 8, 53-yard field goal. We're in field goal range for Tyler Bass. And what do? We go for it. So there's a lot of questionable calls that our Buffalo Bills staff has made throughout the game, and I think we was grossly outcoached on top of the poor execution.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Did not understand going forward on 4th and 8. Did not understand that whatsoever. What was the play call? What was the design? It was supposed to go to Matt Breida. What was that play in the backfield that they got caught? I mean, they got caught. This 4th down.
It was 4th and 1, and we threw a toss back to Breida. I don't know what the thought process was with that play. You know, it was a lot of predictability with a Brian Daboll's offense in this game, and for a team that's seen us play the last couple of years, you can't come out with the same damn plays. They have 2 years of film on us, right? So we gotta be better when we're calling these plays. We play Pittsburgh in the Kansas City Chiefs so much, they might as well be in our division. So we got to do a better job. We got to do a better job constructing these plays.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought that the thought process was a little lackluster. If you wanted to go for it on 4th and 1, why do you bunch the formation? I mean, when you do that, you create little room for spacing in the gaps. If you spread it out, 4 wide, Josh Allen's 6'6", 240? Right. 240?
Yep.
You have a better chance of making a 4th and 1 because you have more room to work with on the field. Yes. I didn't understand the tight format, like the bundle up formation, like a Snuggie formation. I didn't understand that, and it didn't work.
And to make it worse, there was a fourth down play where we ran a motion and we brought the receiver, essentially bringing in the cornerback that ended up making the play. So just the whole thought process and the game design, it was just poor in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. Brian Daboll again with play calling issues. I've been on Brian Daboll for 3 years about his play calling. 3 years. I remember not to get off the game, but I remember even in the playoffs last year, the Buffalo Bills is in Colts territory, and he's power running the football 3 times.
Right
now, obviously, the conditions last year. Everybody wasn't at the game, so we were allowed to be out, out with the crowd a little bit. And I turn around. Look at Brian Daboll just right straight up where he was sitting and screw face him. Yeah. Because I'm like, Brian, what are you doing? I'm like, what are you doing here? This is the playoffs. At home, you ain't been here. Please act like you know what got them here, which isn't the power run game, first, second, and third down when you're in Colts territory. I just didn't understand it. So he's multiple times has had some issues as far as offensive play calling.
Correct.
What is that? What does that tell you about Brian Daboll a little bit? What is that saying? Because where's the inconsistencies coming from? Is it just from week to week, like scouting the other team? What they're.
You know what? It could have been a combination with just a bad game plan, and at the same time having a lot of faith in Josh Allen. As poor as the Buffalo Bills played with the offensive line, with the questionable play calls, if we executed the plays, if we took advantage of certain plays we were supposed to take advantage of, we win this football game. Josh Allen was pressured most of that game, but he had a wide open throw to Emmanuel Sanders. You have to hit that throw. You have to hit that throw. You have to hit that bomb to Emmanuel Sanders when he's running around wide open in the middle of the field. That would make the game 17-0, and that changes the entire complexion of the ball game. When you're a Super Bowl contender and when you have a contract of $258 million, you don't have any excuses. I don't want to hear, well, the chemistry wasn't there, the crowd, he was getting the jitters out. All that shit is a bunch of excuses to me. So when you're getting paid, the amount of money you're getting paid, and when you have the expectations of holding up and hoisting up a Lombardi trophy, you have to hit that throw. So if we would have took advantage of the plays that we left out there, even though we had poor execution and poor play calling and poor offensive line play, we still would have won that game.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that. I mean, you preaching tonight. You are preaching. John Suggs says the difference between last year and this year, Diggs had double the yards last year. Would you target Gabe Davis more? Is a question John Suggs wants to ask. Would you target Gabe Davis more?
You know what? I would. I really like how Gabe Davis is progressing. But Dre, I want to kind of flip it over to you and ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Do you see a blueprint going on with the Buffalo Bills offense? I have a lot of AFC East fans that tell me if you double Diggs, you can shut down the Buffalo Bills. Do you see any of that? Do you have any concerns with the Buffalo Bills offense whatsoever, or do you think that our other receivers can still get it done if the opposition shuts down Stephon Diggs?
So, great questions. To answer the first question, yes, I do see a blueprint. The blueprint is put the ball in Josh Allen's hands, have him throw it 50 times a game, and barely use Devin Singletary, which makes you one-dimensional. And obviously, okay, so here's something else. While we on this right now, I need to say it. I need to say it while we here. Stop acting like Devin Singletary can only carry the ball 10, 11 times a game.
Correct.
Listen. They have given the notion that Devin Singletary is not a workhorse back. Fine and dandy. Maybe he isn't a workhorse back. But that doesn't mean you don't have to give him the ball 15, 20 times. He does produce with the opportunities that he gets.
Yes.
I mean, week 1, 11 carries, 72 yards.
Mm-hmm.
And people will say, well, the Pittsburgh Steelers had their ears pinned back. They were making sure that nothing went deep over their head. So Devin Singletary was, he had some room to work with on the run game. So, analytically, they'll break it down like that. But what I would say to that is that he has always, for the last 3 seasons, been good with his opportunities. So to me, that's an excuse. But the blueprint I see is Josh Allen with the ball in his hands, rifling the ball. And now that teams have tape.
Yes.
Because last year, teams, this was new to teams. They're like, oh, Steph Diggs, blah, blah, blah. Even with the dismissal of John Smoke Brown and the emergence of Emmanuel Sanders, it doesn't change the notion because people in their mind have it, hey, Emmanuel Sanders is 35. Who's scared of him? Right. Cole Beasley, we know what Cole gonna do. Cole Beasley, Cole business, Cole world. He gonna do what he do. One of the best slot receivers in the game. So he's gonna do that. But I would live by Cole world, Cole Beasley, Cole business, handling business, and keeping Steph Diggs out of the mix.
Yes.
And go from there, which is what Pittsburgh did. So yes, there is a formula, there is a format, there is a blueprint that the people are starting to see with the Buffalo Bills. Now, the second question you asked, and and make sure you reiterate it for me so that I make sure that I get it thoroughly. What was the second part exactly?
So I asked. So you answered the first question. Because I lost my train of thought as well. Yes. So the second question, do you have any concerns with how our offense is built? Do you think our receivers can get the job done if that is indeed the blueprint for Stephon Diggs? Playing 2 safeties deep, having most attention on him, and letting the other receivers beat you. Can the Bills' other receivers indeed beat the opposition?
Yes, there's a problem. There is a problem with it. No, they can't. Did they beat Pittsburgh?
No.
The answer is no. They didn't. They didn't beat Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh came out and scored 20 unanswered points on the Buffalo Bills in the second half alone. Right. So no, the answer is absolutely emphatically no. And if I'm Brian Daboll, do I need to smack a run game book to his chest? Do I need to strap it to his chest and say, hey, run the damn ball? The biggest issue that the Buffalo Bills have is not being able to close out games because they can't run the football. You know what? It's not that they can't run the football. It's that they don't run the football. They choose not to run the football. See, in this world, in this society, and not just in sports in general, sometimes people are choosy. Choosy moms choose Jif. Okay, choosy moms choose Jif, and this guy just chooses not to run the football. You know what I mean? He chooses to put the ball in Josh's hands because obviously we've heard in past, the little discrepancies in past that him and Josh had about, what they wanted to do with the offense in the beginning. And now you want to, make Josh more comfortable. So we're going to give him more confidence by putting the ball in his hands more. But you're losing some of these games that you need to be winning. Arizona, you lost because you couldn't close out, because you couldn't run the ball. Kansas City, you lost and got blew up because you couldn't run the ball efficiently, and you keep putting Patrick Mahomes on the field, and you see what happens when you have no pass rush and you can't run the ball. You get your boots smoked before you know it. You see what I'm saying?
Are we the opposite of the Baltimore Ravens?
Yeah.
Is Brian Daboll deficiencies as a runner? Greg Roman's deficiencies as a passer? Because now that you're talking, that's what it seems like. Mm-hmm. That's what it seems like.
Yeah, it is. And you know what's so funny? The game that they played, the playoff game, the reason why the Bills won was because the Bills was more efficient passing the ball in that game than the Baltimore Ravens were running the ball that game.
Mm-hmm. Nice. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah.
Defense definitely mattered in those games, especially Baltimore. And in the first half of this one, the defense looked really good. But if you keep constantly putting the defense on the field recklessly, especially when you're going for it on 4th and 8, 4th and 1 in your own territory or at midfield, giving Pittsburgh short fields to work with, this is why you get 20 points put up on you unanswered, and you end up losing week 1, and you got people startled now, like what's going to go on. And it doesn't get any easier, by the way. I just want to put that out there. The Buffalo Bills was supposed to have the 9th easiest schedule this year. Well, it ain't looking so easy right now, is it? It didn't start off so easy. And you got a division rival coming up. John Suggs, real quick, said you have Knox and Davis to throw to that rarely drop balls. Has a question about Leslie Frazier being on a hot seat? No. No way.
Not right now. I would say that. I would say not right now. I think the defense played well. I think Ed Oliver played well. I like what I've seen from Matt Milano and Tremaine Edmonds. But, of course, we can nitpick at the defense a little bit because the offense didn't do their job, right? So because the offense didn't do their job, do we see some concerns with the defense? Yes, we saw some concerns with the defense. What are some concerns? Ben Roethlisberger looked old. Ben Roethlisberger looked like he's past his prime, and we didn't put any pressure on Ben Roethlisberger in the second half. That is concerning. We got this rebuilt defensive line, and we kind of ignored the cornerback position because we want to get to the quarterback. Well, we didn't get to the quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger, out of all quarterbacks, and it doesn't get any easier in terms of taking down the quarterback as the season goes along. So we do have some concerns.
Sir. I might say sir one more time just for emphasis. Sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, listen, you're right, 100% right. And I need people, listen, for everybody that's tuned in, that's listening in. I heard earlier today, well, the Bills got a bunch of pressures on Ben Roethlisberger. They got pressures and lost. What does pressures and loss mean? What does pressures and losing mean? Right. Usually pressure either busts pipes or makes diamonds, right?
Yep.
Well, it did neither in this case because you took a big fat L. You took an L. So one sack is the fact. The fact of the matter is you only got one sack
in the first half. Mm-hmm.
In the first half. And by the way, who sacked the quarterback? Who was it?
Mario Addison.
Yeah, Mario Addison. Mm-hmm. Finally, that guy stepped up. The last year, I don't know where he was. Where was Mario Addison last year? Exactly. I mean, I'm wondering. 5.5. Who 5.5 sacks? Was the most? Yeah. He had 4.5, but 5.5 was the most by any player on the Bills team last year. 5.5.
Yep.
Come on, here we go again. No pass rush again. And then, let's address it. I noticed. I was hoping you was gonna say this, but since you left it for me to say it, I say it. And
I know what you're gonna say. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get a great reaction. I know I'm gonna get a great reaction for this one. But Levi Wallace is not a cornerback too. Please stop. Please stop telling us that he is. Please, I'm begging. He's not.
No.
Why didn't we address that? Why?
And that is the problem, right? Because here is how I look at it. A lot of people will sit here and trash Levi Wallace. You know, they see him getting beat in the game. He's a liability. He's inconsistent. He's a lot of penalties. He's getting trashed. Okay, I get it. I'm frustrated with Levi Wallace. We all get frustrated with Levi Wallace. But let's put this into perspective here. It's not Levi Wallace we should be upset with. Levi Wallace is an undrafted player that's starting on a Super Bowl contending team. Levi Wallace already won. Levi Wallace already exceeded expectations by being starting cornerback on a team that went 13-3 and won the AFC East last year. So
Good way to look at it.
how much can we really expect from an undrafted free agent? How much can we really expect? I love Dane Jackson's tenacity and how he's fearless and how he loves to tackle and put his nose in there. But there's a reason why he was drafted in the 7th round. How much can we depend on an undrafted player and a 7th round pick to really man our cornerback number 2? So I'm not even upset with Levi Wallace anymore. At some point, as great as a job as he's done, the expectations doesn't stay the same. It gets higher. So Brandon Beane, Sean McDermott, I'm looking at the organization as into why we're not putting a higher investment in the cornerback 2 position.
Like how you just painted that picture. I love the way you totally
flip it on it. Yeah,
you flipped it on them. You flipped the trip on them a little bit. They probably wasn't expecting that.
Right.
But I will say this though. When you on the field, it's next man up.
Correct.
I don't care what round you was drafted in. You got to step up and do your job.
That's correct. That's
my problem with Levi Wallace. You got to step up and do your job. Too many times in big games, I've caught you not doing your job. You got to do your job. You getting caught out here and people noticing you. Marcus Betts is funny. He said, LOL, Big Ben looked old, LOL. I think he looked he didn't have the greatest of games now. Let's not do that. I mean, Ben Roethlisberger did not have a really good game. He just made enough plays. I feel like in the second half, he made more plays than the Buffalo Bills made, and that's why the Bills lost, because they didn't make enough plays. No excuses whatsoever, because, again, play calling, no pressure, and then running the ball way too late. They ran the ball too late. And, yes, you have no cornerback 2, by the way. I said that. Levi Wallace is not a cornerback 2 in my eyes whatsoever. I think they need to address that situation and address it quickly, or they're going to have more problems down the line. Let me give you some totals for this game real quick, and I just want to see if anything stands out to you. Ben Roethlisberger was 18 of 32, 188 yards, had 1 touchdown, sacked twice, actually, and had a quarterback rating of 28.5. Okay. So Najee Harris had 45 yards carrying the football on 16 carries. Juju Smith was the leader in receiving with 4 catches, 52 yards. Deontay Johnson is the one who had the touchdown catch, 14 yards. Said he's a 2-time Super Bowl champ. Stop it. Stop it. I don't know what that has to do with Father Time catching up to you, but okay. Pass rush non-existent. The edge is rarely set. Coverage ranges from unreliable to absent. Tackles are missed, and undisciplined penalties are just obliterated. Yep. Absolutely.
Couldn't agree more.
A lot of penalties in that game, too. Has it caught up to Brady? No, but that's not the point. It caught up to Manning. And last year, it looked like it caught up to Ben, too. I mean, okay, so since we questioning that real quick, even though I want to stick on the Buffalo Bills, what did Ben Roethlisberger do that was different from last year to this first game of the season? What did he do different? Did you see any difference in this game?
No. They even changed offensive coordinators, and they look like they have the same offense. They have a dink and dunk. Look like they have like this yak system going on where they want to get the ball to guys like Deontay Johnson and Chase Claypool. But I didn't see anything entirely different. Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers made timely plays. That is why they won the game. They made timely plays.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Here's another thing that we need to shout out. The Pittsburgh Steelers defense was just really good. Cameron Hayward and T.J. Watt was running wild, wreaking havoc. I mean, let's be clear.
And Ingram, let's not forget Ingram.
Oh yeah, let's not forget Melvin Ingram.
Yeah, Ingram was a monster.
Yeah, absolutely. The one TFL he had one TFL, he had one pass deflection, and he had a quarterback hit, and he had no, he didn't have a sack, but TJ Watt had two of them things. Cameron Hayward had a sack, a TFL, had two pass defenses, a quarterback hit. Yeah, they was just running wild. The Buffalo Bills offensive line acted like they couldn't do much.
Right.
With those two guys. In which brings me now to something we need to do real quick, and that is let's grade. Let's get graded. Yeah. Why not? Let's get graded. We need to grade position. So let's start off with the defense. We'll start off with the defense and the defensive line. What grade are you giving the defensive line in this game?
I'm going to give the defensive line a solid B in this game. I think the defensive line, they did a great job in the first half. I believe they did give up some plays in the second half, but again, if the offense did what they were supposed to do on their side of the ball, they wouldn't look and they wouldn't get put in certain situations. But I have to call the game for what it is. They did let up some plays. So overall, solid B. We played well enough to win the game.
All right. How about the linebacking core?
The linebacking core, I'm going to have to give an A, man. I'm going to have to give an A to the linebacking core. I think Tremaine Edmonds played well. I seen a physical style, a physical brand of football from Tremaine Edmonds. And I seen a physical brand from Matt Milano as well. I think they both popped out on the screen. And in my opinion, those guys, along with Ed Oliver, they did an incredible job along with the front seven. Linebackers A.
All right. Corners.
Cornerbacks, we didn't give up a lot of yards, right? We didn't give up a lot of yards, but we gave up some timely plays. I'm going to have to give the cornerbacks a B. I believe Trey White, he gave up a play, but that was sticky coverage. You know, that was just a very good play where Chase Claypool held on to the football. He made a great play. He held on to the football. Even the touchdown to Deontay Johnson. I know it was on Levi Wallace, but it was pretty decent coverage. He deflected the ball, and Deontay Johnson made a play, and he got both feet in bounds. So I'm not mad at the penalties, but I'm looking at this game in its totality as the offensive side of the ball being more at fault. So I'm going to have to give the corners a B.
All right. Interesting enough. I just want to know, is Trey White still being pushed? Is he still being blocked out of bounds? I mean, I think the guy is still going right now. Did you see the play where Jake just blocked him all the way out of bounds? I mean, he's all the way out of bounds. Yeah, I mean, he's all the way. He's past the bleacher.
I tried to ignore it. I couldn't.
You did. You tried to. I don't think anybody could have ignored that.
You can't ignore that.
Right. I mean, he's past the water cooler at this point. Past the water cooler, probably by the front row. Probably by the front row to 100 seats.
Right.
They did all right. They did. They only gave up 188 yards.
Wasn't bad.
Like you said, the one score was just a really good play made by Deontay Johnson. I'll give him a solid B+.
Okay.
I mean, the first half they had it on lock. Second half they gave up a few plays. John Riggs said front row. He said dude was in the parking lot. LOL. He said dude was in the parking lot. Definitely. I'm giving him a B. Let's talk about the safety play. Real quick, safety play. You like Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer still? They still giving you what you need?
You know what? I know they're solid, but I don't see that. They don't really pop up. They haven't been popping. You know, I don't remember them too much in the game. And when I don't remember you too much in the game, you haven't popped out in the screen. I'm not sure if Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde made enough impact plays. Was they solid? I'm pretty sure they were solid. But I don't remember them making any plays of impact. So I'm going to have to give out our safeties just because they was a part of that defense. I'm going to have to give them I'll give them a B-.
Okay.
A B-. Yep.
I mean, Jordan Poyer had a sack in the game. He had a sack. But that's about it. That's all I remember. As far as what they did with the sack. That's it. I don't remember too much more. With that being said, I'm kind of right with you on this one. I'll give them a solid B, just because I want to keep the negative out of it. Maybe they can get rid of the negative next game. If they don't, though, I'll give them. I'm going down next week if they don't get it together. Let's talk about the offense. Offensive line.
Offensive line, I have it's an F. It's the offensive line is an F. As great as
don't hurt them. Don't hurt them.
As great as people tell me the Pittsburgh Steelers defense is, I understand that they have this great defense. But the last time I checked, the Steelers play a 3-4 defense. So
correct.
If they play a 3-4 defense, that's 3 defensive linemen. Now, I'm not a math wizard, but there's 5 offensive linemen and there's 3 down linemen. There is 2 extra guys. I don't give a damn how good these offensive linemen are. I think we gave up 24 pressures. I know guys and people like pressures. I don't give a damn about pressures. I'd rather sacks, but I know people's into those stuff. So I know the Buffalo Bills gave up 24 pressures, and Josh Allen fumbled the ball twice, and the Pittsburgh Steelers defensive line just looked dominant with 3 guys. That is unacceptable to me. So when you're getting dominated by 3 guys and it's 5 of you with 2 extra guys left, I have to give you an F. I have to give you an F. I almost feel like the Buffalo Bills organization is trying to take advantage of Josh Allen's athleticism. They're like, you know what? We don't have to upgrade the offensive line. We got Josh Allen back there. He's trucking guys.
25 touchdowns, 25 rushing touchdowns.
He's athletically gifted. You know what? We good the way we are because Josh Allen's going to get out of it. It's not, and we have to do better on the offensive line.
All right. Wow. Yeah, I was expecting an E for effort, but he gave him a solid F. He said, "Boo, get out of here, get out of here." Try again next week.
F. Definitely, man. We're supposed to be a Super Bowl contending team. Expectations has changed.
There you go. Mm-hmm. All right, let's talk about the running game.
From what I saw and from the Buffalo Bills philosophy, right, is the Buffalo Bills, they don't want to run the ball more. They want to run the ball more efficient. And when you have 11 carries for 72 yards, damn near 6 yards per carry, you can't get much more efficient than that. So I'm going to go B+ with the running game with the chances that Devin Singletary has gotten. Matt Breida, I'm not sure if Brian Daboll understands how to use him, so I wasn't overly impressed with him. But Devin Singletary, what he was able to do with his touches, I was impressed. B+.
All right. Quarterback play. Might as well get into it.
Quarterback play, Josh Allen, $258 million. You was rated 10 in the top 100 players. You are getting respect and compared to the likes of Patrick Mahomes. I have to give his grade a C-.
I was going to give him a definitive D. I don't care if he had 270 yards. I don't care if he completed, 30 out of 52 or 32 out of 50. I got the stats here. Hold on. I want to make sure I got it right here. Yeah. 30 out of 51. Yeah, 30 for 51. 270. Oh, yeah. Here we go again. 219. 2019. Magic number. 2019. That's what he was looking like. 19 in the 18. If he ain't careful. Yeah. D for Josh Allen. And the defense was all over him. He couldn't get in the rhythm. He was overthrowing, underthrowing.
Fumbled twice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fumbled twice. D for sure. Wide receiver play.
Oh man, wide receiver play. I have to put that along in the same boat. C-. You know, we Cole Beasley had a drop. We had a couple of drops there. I don't think that we took advantage of our opportunities. I know the Pittsburgh Steelers have an elite defense, but the Buffalo Bills are supposed to have an elite offense, and the Buffalo Bills receiving core is supposed to be one of the best in the NFL. And I don't think we looked like that the other night. So C minus.
Yeah, we being harsh tonight. Nah, no, we're just keeping it real.
Nah,
I'm keeping it real.
Yeah.
No harshness, right?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Steelers defense gets no credit. Yes, they do. They get plenty of credit.
They do.
Plenty. You know who I seen emerge on the Pittsburgh Steelers defense? Nice to see somebody emerge as Cameron Sutton.
Cornerback, yes.
Yes, all over the field.
He was.
All over the field.
He was.
Yes, he was. Minkah Fitzpatrick. The best. Minkah Fitzpatrick. Mm-hmm. Again, the best safety in the league. 10 tackles. 10.
Fitzpatrick. He's
Minkah.
a dog. He's a dog.
Dog.
No question. No question. No question.
Question. You think the Bills not using the slant routes like they should?
It's hard to say, right? If they should be using more slant routes. I believe that they should be at least giving Josh Allen an escape route. And I think Josh Allen should be using his escape route if there's nothing else to be had. And that escape route meaning a check down. I think Josh Allen, he has to use that check down more. He has to take what's given to him more. You know, if he get 4 yards one play, 4 yards the next play, and 4 yards the next play, that's a first down. So I wouldn't say we should be using the slant more per se, but I do believe that Josh Allen should be using the check down more and should be taking more opportunities of the yards that's given to him.
Interesting. Marcus Best said your wide receiver course is not one of the best in the league. You have one awesome wide receiver and a bunch of Jags. Jags meaning just a guy.
And that's what I've been hearing a lot from a lot of my AFC East buddies. They say all you got is Stephon Diggs. Yeah, Cole Beasley is good, Gabriel Davis is good, but they're not scary. You know, DeAndre Hopkins and Randall Moore and that offense over there, they got some scary guys over there. If y'all wanted to really improve and take the next step, y'all should have went and got more guys. So that's the talk I've been getting. So I'm not surprised to see Marcus say that as well.
Yeah, Marcus mentioned something we mentioned earlier about the formula. He mentioned it, the formula, the format.
Yep. Double Diggs and Spy Josh. Yep. No run game. Yeah. Yeah. And now it's coaching. Now it's about coaching now. It's about, okay, Brian Daboll, how are you going to adjust to the adjustments? Right? How are you see how these guys are playing you now? You see how these defenses going to attack you? How are you going to re-attack these opposing defenses now? Now we're going to see how good of a coach Brian Daboll really is.
Right. I guess we get to really see what he about this year now, huh? Again. So, with that being said, the Buffalo Bills just total disappointment. Oh, we gotta grade the tight ends. Gotta grade them.
I mean, so here's my thing about the tight end position. Everybody is talking about and being elated about Knox catching the football. He caught all 4 of his targets for 41 yards. And it's crazy to say that we are excited about Dawson Knox and the basic concept of catching the football, right? But nevertheless, he did make his plays. So the tight end position, I have to give a B, a non-impactful B.
I'm glad you added that.
Yeah.
Should Bills take a page out of another team's playbook, example, Vikings or even Bengals, to change things up? Talent is there.
I will say this. It defeats the purpose of getting Matt Breida if you're not going to implement all 3 running backs on game day. In my opinion, the Buffalo Bills need to implement all Motor, Zach Moss, and Breida, because they all bring a different dimension to the offense, and they all can be a concern with the dimension that they bring. So that's something, I guess, coaching change that I would hope to see. But other than that,
Yeah,
Miami game is going to be a lot like this. Dolphins secondary is better than the Steelers. But the Dolphins D line don't have the Steelers D line.
that's true. That is true. Speaking of which, we might as well preview a little bit of Dolphins game. We got some time left. Let me tell you right now that ESPN's Football Power Index says that the Bills have not even a percentage better chance to beat the Miami Dolphins on Sunday. It's 50.2 to 49.4.
That is interesting.
That is very interesting.
That is interesting, especially given the history of domination that we've displayed the last couple of years on the Dolphins. So that is very interesting. Are people really concerned about the play from the offense from the Buffalo Bills this past Sunday?
That's the question that comes into play. Like, is it because the Bills played that bad, or is it because the Dolphins played and won that it looks like this?
Right. It's interesting to see. Nevertheless, Miami, they have some players. You know, they have some players. They have a well put together squad that can compete. So I can see it.
So obviously Miami allowed 406 yards in the game against New England, 281 on the ground in the air, and 125 on the ground. Wow, that's concerning. To me, that's concerning. If you gave up 406 yards to the Patriots offense, can the Bills match that on Sunday?
And again, you know, like you just alluded to, you know, these guys that made the predictions and the percentages, we all know what happened the Sunday before, and they still think it's going to be as even as it is. So, yeah, they struggled. They had their struggles, and don't forget, Mac Jones is a rookie quarterback, and I believe they had a strip at the end. If they didn't have that strip at the end, the complexion of the game could have been different. So, I believe the offense for the Buffalo Bills, if it wants to get going, this is the opportunity. Even though they have a Xavier Howard, even though they have Byron Jones, I believe this is the game that the Buffalo Bills offense wants to get clicking.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, by the way, Brian Daboll, stop trying to run flea flickers. They did not work. Neither one of them worked. He tried it twice. It didn't work. Please do not let me see a flea flicker in this game. I could just imagine the game starting, and he tries a flea flicker just to prove a point. Please don't.
Right. And it's and not only that, I'm glad you brought that up. The flea flicker was a one route concept, and it was just Stephon Diggs. You know, in my opinion, that the whole thing was a bad idea because nobody's going to leave Stephon Diggs. It doesn't matter what play you run. It's instilled in their brains throughout the entire week that we're going to shade Stephon Diggs and give him the extra attention. So if you wanted to run a play like that, you should have ran it with somebody less obvious than Stephon Diggs. So just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Something else that we need to watch for in the preview, talking about the Miami Dolphins and Buffalo Bills, by the way. The preview, we need to watch Xavier Howard. Xavier Howard is the one who forced the fumble.
Yes.
And had the recovery that sealed week one's Miami's 17-16 win. Xavier Howard had 10 interceptions last year? 10, on his way to being a top 10 elite corner with Byron Jones on the other side. Is that something we need to be looking at as it pertains to what we want to do as far as slinging the ball around? Do they need to get more creative?
Most definitely. It definitely more creativity is needed, and at the same time, the players, they got to win their one-on-one matchups. As great as Xavier Howard is, and he has been, Stephon Diggs has had at least 6 receptions in the last 17 or 18 games now, and uh, I don't expect that to change on Sunday. I believe Josh Allen is still going to look for his number one target, but the other guys, they have to do a great job in winning their matchups. Cole Beasley's going to have to win his matchup more consistently. So is Gabriel Davis. So is Emmanuel Sanders. And Josh Allen is going to have to be more efficient and accurate in throwing the football. So we can get those combinations going. I like our chances.
Minkah, by the way, Minkah, darn it, Minkah, Ramona. I know what you wanted. You wanted the answer to that. Who shut down those flea flicker attempts? The defensive line and Minkah back there spying. He was doing it all game. Mm-hmm. They couldn't get nothing down the field. Mitch Morris is definitely a concern.
Yeah. Yep. I would say so. The entire offensive line.
Yes.
Looks
including Deion Dawkins.
Looks like a concern right now. I'm not sure if I should be concerned with Deion Dawkins because of his play, or if I feel like he deserves not a pass, but you know what? I understand because he had his COVID situation. He's probably working his way back into shape. So I'm in the middle of those two perspectives with Deion Dawkins, but our offensive line in its entirety has to play better.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, yeah, and we can't forget Devin Bush, who had 10 tackles in that game as well. Devin Bush was all over the field, too. We ain't forget Ramona. We got you. Definitely. Steelers, week 1, took it. Miami will be looking to do the same. Do you think Tua can get the job done?
No, I don't. He's going to have to show me. It's one of those things where I'm going to say no until he shows me otherwise. So as of right now, no. I don't think Tua could get it done. I'm not sure, if they're going to run Brissett out there on some plays like they did Fitzpatrick last year. But I believe that we can get some pressure on Tua, get to Tua, take him down, and our cornerbacks could play some sticky coverage. We'll be fine.
All right. Before we end it, X factors for next week's game. Let us know your prediction, and we'll go from there.
Okay. X factors for the Buffalo Bills. Offensive X factor for the Buffalo Bills is everybody on the wide receiving core except for Stephon Diggs. The wide receivers have to prove that they can step up and win a ball game when their number one wide receiver is getting extra attention. They have to prove that they can unmask that blueprint a little bit. So I believe the X factors is the Buffalo Bills wide receiving core other than Diggs. On the defensive side of the ball, it's the defensive line. The secondary is what the secondary's been the last several years. I don't expect a drastic change. We have the same guys. The ceiling is be at the ceiling. It's the defense is at the defensive line in that front seven. Can we knock Tua off his spots? Can we get in the passing lanes and knock some balls down? Can we get to the quarterback and sack him? So the defensive line is the X factor for our Buffalo Bills on the defensive side of the ball, and the wide receiver core is the X factor on the offensive side. Final score. I apologize. Final score. 31-23 Buffalo Bills.
Ramona said, "Good luck with Miami secondary." She said, "Good luck with it." So X factors for the game, real quick. The Buffalo Bills running game. I need to see the Buffalo Bills close out an AFC East opponent by running the football. I need to see run. Please run, Rudolph. I need to see the running game step up some more. I need to see Devin Singletary get more than 11 carries. Secondly, I want to say the Bills secondary so bad. But I'm going to go with you, and I'm going to say that the defensive line has got to step it up. Mm-hmm. I need to see more than one sack, and I need to see them play 60 minutes of unadulterated football.
Yes.
All right. I need to see that attitude and that aggression that they had against Baltimore in the playoff game.
Yes.
Need to see it.
Yes.
If we see it, the Bills will be successful. If we see it, the Bills will win this game 30-16. If we don't see it, the Bills will win this game 28-24. But I still got the Bills getting their first victory this week. But it will not be for the faint of heart if they do not do the things that they need to do. It will be another close one. Well, it will be a close one. And I don't think the Bills need too many close games, especially without a legitimate running game to close out football games. So with that being said, next time we do a show, we're going to do a giveaway. We ain't doing it this time. We are already over time. But we're going to do a giveaway. We'll give up some shirts, ask some trivia questions, probably 3 or 4 of them. You can call in on the call line, obviously. This is the call line here. I had it here, but you can call in on the call line and win yourself a free Bills shirt, and we'll go from there next week. I'm going to talk to A. Rich again, see if we can put this together again, because, of course,
Yeah, this is awesome, man.
You know the vibes. You know the vibes.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate you for having me on, man. This was awesome. I appreciate the dialogue, and it's always great to have knowledgeable conversations about the Buffalo Bills.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And Buffalo was built to rise up show. We want to thank y'all again for tuning in. This is a first time, special event. But we trying to make this on a regular, and we'll get back. We'll put some things together. Nevertheless, because of course, good sports talk is good sports talk, and that's what we're looking to do all year long. All right, King Richards, A. Rich, my guy, built in Buffalo. Make sure you tune into our shows. I'm Andre the Torch Robinson. Let them know when they can tune in real quick.
Hey, this Saturday, Billsology, 9:00 on the Built in Buffalo YouTube channel. We on YouTube, we on Facebook, we on Twitter. I'll be on this Saturday night previewing the Buffalo Bills and Miami Dolphins game. So every Saturday, Built in Buffalo YouTube channel, Saturday, 9 p.m. We have shows on every single day. So if you just want to subscribe to Built in Buffalo, I would deeply appreciate it. Dre.
For sure. You know what it is. Make sure you tune in to the Buffalo Bills edition of Rise Up Early, Sundays, 11 a.m. And from that point, we are going to say I do. And see you again real soon. All right.
Go beast on them. I go beast. Go deep, I OD on them. I OD. Apply pressure, put heat on them. Put that 500 degrees on them. 500 degrees. Go dummy, go beast on them. I go beast. Go deep, I OD on them. I OD. Apply pressure, put heat on them. Put that 500 degrees on them. 500 degrees. Countdown, levitate. Going up, elevate. Watch me.